Hey guys, this is Hell Hades. This is another free-to-play update video. And damn, we are moving fast. So we are on day 25. We've got the Ninja event coming up. Ninja's going to be massive for my account. It's going to be absolutely massive as a freebie onto this account, which is good. I'm actually pretty damn sad today. I'm extremely gutted about something which was a massive opportunity that I've let slip. I've let it slip right through. I decided that I was not in a position to get Versolf the Grim. I decided it really early and I didn't focus on him at all, okay? And because of that, I was able to just concentrate on, farming up my champions and getting myself to 2 6-stars really quick, which I'll show you in a second. Now, I checked it this morning because I was just like, wow, I've actually got more than I thought. 65 fragments really from just playing the game. I did the Dragon event because there was speed gear on offer. I did the Champion Chase event because I had a 2 times Ancient Shards to pull, so it got me some good fragments there. But I've got up to 65 from just playing the game. And there's actually another... What we got? Classic Arena I've already got. I won't be getting into the top 2. Ice Golem, there's another 5 up for grabs, which would get me to 70, which I probably could get quite easily. Champion Training, I'm in the mix for the extra +5, 75. And then the events, Artifact event, another 5 I can easily get. That would be 80. And Dungeon Divers, I'm going to get 10. That would actually get me to 90 fragments. I'm like 10 short, which I absolutely could have done. I could have done the Summon Rush, used a couple of Sacred Shards, which I've not yet decided to pick up from campaign, Hard and Brutal, the final bosses, the final rewards here. I could have got Versolf the Grim in like 25, 26 days of playing the game. The first fragment event, I could have done it. But I decided not to push for it because I just didn't feel like I would have the resources. And now I'm pretty sad about that because he would be massive for my account. So I guess what it shows me is how much easier the fragment events are compared to fusions, like the old school fusions. Because if it was an old school fusion, we wouldn't even be having this discussion. But I am absolutely gutted that I didn't try and push for this because 100% I could have got him. 100%. So I guess what I'm going to call out here is for people that are newer to the game, don't write off the fragment events, but make sure you plan your resources so that you can effectively get him, get those champions. The next one I'm going to get for sure. And as I've kind of been saying to you guys, I have been saving up the kind of every other day reward pieces. But yeah, I'm pretty damn sad that I've realised it too late because I think I definitely would have got him. If I'd just done the summon event, I definitely 100% would be getting him right now. So that's pretty sad. But let's have a look then on somebody that I decided to 6-star early. Geomancer. Geomancer, I've honestly leveled some pretty average to bad gear on it. Well, not average to bad. It's okay gear. Crit rate gloves, not bad. Attack percent chest is okay. Speed boots, they're good. So 1 set perception. He's in Swift Parry just because I had some Swift Parry gear. Pretty rubbish piece here. Good piece here, actually. Double roll speed. And an okay piece here. So Geomancer's got some gear on, but not great gear. We've done his masteries now. We put him on Giant Slayer. That was his final mastery. And he's now in the mix of my clan boss setup. And I've got to say, I think Geomancer may be the best epic in the game. Bar none. I think he may be the single best epic champion in Raid. So before I had Geomancer in the team, I was hitting for about 5 million. And I think Geomancer is the best epic in the game, bar none. Like, I think he's absolutely the best epic that you can 6-star in this game. And I'm going to show you why. So for Clan Boss, as soon as HP burn is out there, if he's got Giant Slayer on, look, he takes a hit, we reflect damage. Every time we reflect damage, there's a chance of a Giant Slayer proc. If he hits 5 of your team, there's 5 chances of a Giant Slayer proc as long as HP burn remains on the clan boss. Okay? So actually what you want him in is a team that's going to last a long time. And once he's in there, he will outdamage every single champion in the game. All legendaries included, he will outdamage every single champion in raid. As long as you can keep HP burn up. I've seen him do 40 million plus in one comp. There's not a champion in the game that can do more damage than Geomancer as long as you keep HP burn up. I can't keep it up right now. He's not booked and all that type of stuff. But even for my team where I was hitting for 5 million, you'll see now that I do a ton more damage. Look at that. Giant Slayer procs, Giant Slayer procs. And for Clan Boss, he's insane. There's not anybody in the game that does more damage than Geomancer right now. Even Brogni. Brogni does a crazy amount of damage with a similar type of funky passive. Brogni doesn't even come close to this fella. So was it the right decision for me to push him as my next 6-star? 100% it was, because he's going to allow me to move on to different levels of Clan Boss. Now, the thing is, it's a shame that I didn't get Versolf the Grim, because Versolf is absolutely a champion that can make me last longer. Okay, and the longer you last, the more damage you do when you've got Geomancer. It's all about the amount of hits we take, not about the amount of hits we do. So the longer you can stay alive, the longer you stay in the fight, the more damage we're going to kick in. And honestly, I need a decreased attack in my setup and all that type of stuff. But honestly, he's kind of crazy. He's kind of crazy. And I absolutely love him. And I don't just love him in Clan Boss. We're going to see him in other content in a minute. And as I say, it's on my free-to-play, so I don't have him in like crazy gear, and I'm not got him with a crazy lineup. But even now, I can see how insane he is. So we're going to let it run through. We're going to get ourselves to the end of this fight. I mean, we're already on turn 8 here. And going strong. But I honestly can't believe how crazy this guy is. He's, you know, his look. You can tell when someone's going to be strong because they have that look in their eyes. And I've never seen a look like Geomancer's on any champion in Raid. He's literally like, looks like he's going to bust you apart. So this is where my damage kind of petered off in my old setup. Okay, and obviously we've got a 6-star in, so you'd expect a 6-star to raise the bar of your damage. We've lost one champion. Another Giant Slayer proc in there. And this is, I guess this is the danger. Because my champions are a bit squishy, the ones that aren't 60s, they don't last long enough right now. And the longer we last, the more damage we do with a Geomancer in the setup. But already 6 million, so I'm already 20% more damage than I've done before. As I say, as long as we keep HP burn up for as long as possible, then we can keep that damage going. No reflect damage if there's no HP burn on. We're on Void still, so there's no kind of shenanigans going on. We're going to start losing people. I feel like he should be doing his HP burn again. Maybe he got reflected or resisted on one. There it is. But if I had a decreased attack champion in my lineup, we would last a hell of a lot longer. Right now, that's kind of what I'm looking for, really. People are about to die. We're at 7.5. So I've done about 50% more damage already than I'd previously done. And I've actually hit this for much harder as well. So I've hit for over 9 million with this same lineup. Obviously, a lot of it's RNG at this sort of level and in terms of how long you last and stuff. But 8 million versus a 5 million just from throwing Geomancer in. Geomancer's done 3 million of my damage versus Kale's 4.5 mil. When he's booked, when he's geared, and when we've got a full lineup, there's nobody in the game that will do more damage than Geomancer. So he's absolutely clutch in this sort of setup. Now, I'm trying to push for Doom Tower. I'm trying to beat this Scarab boss, and I'm not ready yet. But I can show you. He also does a ton of work against bosses. Generally, just generally against bosses. What have we got here? We've got a Valerie, yeah. So I've got Valerie in a shield set. I've got Destroy set on my Shatterbones at the moment. And then we've got a kind of standard team. I could either go HP, battles, or speed. I guess we'll go speed for this. And one of the things which I wasn't really counting on is just how good this ability is, this A3 ability. So A1 is nice. It does a decent amount of damage on an AoE, which helps you get through these waves. But its A3 against bosses is crazy good. So we don't want to take too much damage, but we also don't want to come to the boss without our abilities here. As I say, I can't beat this boss yet, but it kind of just gives you a feel for how strong he is. Helping us get through this stuff. Let's drop their defense. Slam with the AoE. Probably want to get rid of one of these war chiefs. Just so we spread. War chiefs do a bunch of damage to you as you hit them, so you just want to spread that damage out. Get our abilities back, so we're just A1 in all the time. And then we get ourselves through to the boss. Now, for the boss, you have to be. You basically have to keep a shield on the whole time, and I can't really do that right now. I'm working on it, but I can't do it. But look at this, boss, full turn meter bar. I just want to read a passive here. These bosses have got passives where you can't steal their... Maybe it's just on hard. I thought you could only steal 50% of their turn meter or reduce their turn meter by 50%. I'm not seeing it in any of these passives. Anyway, it can come in with his A3 and bam, turn meter drop to 0. Okay? So it gives us some time. We've got some time to get some damage out. As long as we can keep shields on, we keep the damage on. He's also got quite a good hit on his A2. Yeah, decent amount of damage. You won't see it against this boss because the boss is nasty. Like, you have to get rid of this first. Drop the defense. And you'll see I'm kind of nowhere near because I can't keep the turn meter down right now. Bit of turn meter drop in his A1. That's from a mastery. I could apply decreased speed, but I kind of just need to put damage out. And at this point, I can drop turn meter and try and keep my team alive. But honestly, at this point, it all falls apart because I put my shield on, he gets a go, and wipes my shields off. So I just don't, and at this point, I'm dead. But the whole point of Geomancer, once I book this out, I've got a better chance again, because I will be able to get back round to my decrease turn meter faster. I'm just not ready. My team's not ready for this fight. But he is super clutch in this environment, and also he's reflecting a bunch of damage. I wonder if I put him in destroy set, if he just reflects enough damage to destroy his shield, potentially. So there's some answers there. There's some stuff that could potentially happen. But I was trying to see if I could get those fragments for Ice Golem today, thinking that maybe I had a chance of herself, but I don't. But I'm going to get to the boss and then show you the kind of boss mechanics of what he's doing here. In fact, we'll just run it through anyway. What's nice, AoE pretty much cleans out the waves. So he's got a good amount of damage, considering I've got no damage on him. We're going to get through to the boss pretty nice. Yeah, 25k hit there, pretty good. And then when we get to the boss, again, as long as you've got HP burn on, we start to get that reflect damage bit going on again in this setup, which is actually pretty nuts. So it's just going to clear out the side ads. Are we going to get a chance before he starts doing retribution stuff? No, A1 in. Maybe we'll get it here. No, comes the nukes. Here we go. So he does it to the boss. He doesn't choose the side ads, he chooses the boss. And now when we start to get hit, even if he's frozen, even if he's dead, he still reflects damage. Reflected damage, chance of Giant Slayer procs. Reflect damage. He's basically killing the boss by himself, which is kind of crazy. Like, that mechanic is super good. Super good. And that will work right through till late game. So obviously I can't show you late game. I don't have him on my main, but I think he's insane. If we look at Spider, so again, I'm farming like 13 here. He's in my 13 team. Okay, look, he's not doing too much other than throwing out an HP burner and a weaken, but he is stealing the spider's turn meter. We've also got AoE damage going on, which is nice. AoE damage anywhere up to like stage 16 is king. So actually a bunch of AoE for me here is useful. It helps me get through it. But bam, on the boss again. Steals turn meter, puts out 2 good debuffs. If I had a debuff spreader right now, HP burn would go everywhere, and then he's viable right through to endgame spider, like level 25 stuff. Every time someone gets a hit when there's an HP burn on, he reflects damage at the boss. So even if your tank is tanking poison hits and stuff from the spiderlings, every time they do, he's reflecting a chance of hitting Giant Slayer on the spider. It's kind of crazy. Like, honestly, this guy is nuts. He might be my favourite epic. Might be my favourite epic in the game. And not in like a Deacon in your face. Deacon is like in your face, I'm the best epic. This guy is like coming from the shadows. Watch out for me. I've got cool stuff going on. Here we go. Reflect, reflect, reflect. It's just kind of crazy. And every time he reflects that damage, I think he's got a chance to heal as well. If he was in lifesteal gear, I wonder if he would just heal to full. I think he probably would. So Spider, I think he's great. Ice Golem you've seen, super cool. Dragon, same thing really. Doesn't bring a whole lot to Dragon. You can't do the turn meter stuff to Dragon. But he does have a weaken, which is okay, an HP burn, which is okay. And the reflect damage will still work against the boss. Also that AoE decreased accuracy, if we built him with enough accuracy to land it, just means that your team have got less chance of taking spiderling poisons and that type of stuff. But all of these reflects are just giving us a chance here of winning the day. It's pretty mental. Just doing it constantly, like bam, bam, bam. Every time, chance of a Giant Slayer proc. We might end up not winning, I'm not sure. So it looks like he just did that ability because the spider already had HP burn on. I think he tried to do it to a spiderling there, which is actually a bit dumb. I guess we're going to look to see whether Kale... I normally win this fight. But yeah, honestly, I think he's going to be one of the strongest epics that you can get in the game. This time round, I think we lose. Unless Kale comes in clutch, which he does sometimes. Spider's just eating too much of our team. Anyway, that's a kind of general update. So I'm really sad that I didn't manage to get Versolf. But I am absolutely delighted that I decided to go with Geomancer as my level 60 instead of Deacon, because Geomancer is bringing a whole new kind of depth to what I can do with my team. Anyway, this is a loss. I've been Hell Hades. I will see you later.